One cold November evening, the entire neighborhood was shattered by chaos. People were shouting outside a modest two-story house. A boy named Ethan stood frozen in the center of the living room, hands trembling, face drained of color, eyes hollow and distant. Just minutes earlier, he had been caught secretly recording his neighbor, Claire, through her bathroom window. She saw the red recording light. She screamed. Within seconds, her father burst outside. Within minutes, everyone knew. Ethan's older brother, Michael, grabbed his phone, smashed it against the wall, and shoved him so hard he stumbled backward into the couch. "Call the cops!" someone yelled from the doorway. His mother collapsed into sobs. His father turned away, unable to even meet his son's eyes. The strangest part. Nobody saw this coming. Not his teachers, not his friends, not even his family. Because Ethan was the golden boy, the smart one, the ambitious one. The boy who talked about starting his own business someday. The boy who wanted to travel the world, make his parents proud, become someone great. From the outside, his life looked perfect. He laughed with friends at lunch. He aced his exams. He sat at the dinner table every night with his family, smiling like everything was fine. But inside, something had been quietly devouring him for years. And nobody knew, not his parents, not his closest friends, not even him at first. Because addictions don't announce themselves. They don't begin with explosions. They begin with whispers, with one click, one late night. One moment of curiosity that seemed completely harmless. One night, Ethan was mindlessly scrolling through short videos on his phone. Suddenly, a suggestive clip appeared. Then another. In the comments, people were typing, "Link? DM me. Where's the full version?" Out of pure curiosity, he clicked. He told himself, "I'm just looking once, just to see what the fuss is about." But that one click became 2, then 10, then hundreds. That night marked the beginning of the 5 stages. Stage 1, the curious browser. This is how it always begins. Not with addiction, not with obsession, not with shame, just with curiosity. Your mind whispers, "Everyone watches this stuff. Just once won't hurt. You can stop any time you want." At this stage, a person isn't chasing pleasure yet. He's chasing novelty. He starts exploring, maybe through Instagram, maybe TikTok, maybe Reddit, Discord, Telegram, Twitter, or random websites that pop up in his feed. At first, it feels harmless. But the brain remembers. Here's what happens psychologically. Every new, shocking, or sexually charged image gives your brain a sudden dopamine spike. Dopamine is the brain's reward chemical, the same chemical released when you win a game, eat your favorite food, or receive a compliment. But here's the problem. Your brain doesn't distinguish between healthy rewards and artificial ones. It just says, "That felt interesting, let's do it again." And that is the trap. Because the brain is not built to resist what it repeatedly rewards. So without even realizing it, the boy begins returning. Not because he's weak, not because he's broken, but because his brain is doing exactly what it was designed to do. Seek more of what feels good. And soon, stage 1 quietly becomes stage 2. Stage 2, the weekend escape. Now it's no longer accidental. Now it becomes intentional. The boy starts waiting for the right moment. Late at night, when everyone's asleep. On weekends, when he's alone. When he's bored. When he's stressed. When he's feeling rejected or invisible. He tells himself things like, "Only on weekends. Only when I'm stressed. I'm not addicted, I'm just relaxing." But what he doesn't realize is that his brain is quietly forming a pattern, and patterns become pathways. Stress arrives. Brain craves relief. Relief is now linked to lust. So every time he feels lonely, rejected, anxious, bored, angry, unloved, his mind automatically runs in the same direction. This is no longer curiosity. Now it's becoming a coping mechanism. And the dangerous thing about coping mechanisms is that they replace real solutions. Instead of fixing your stress, you escape it. Instead of facing loneliness, you numb it. Instead of healing pain, You distract yourself from it. And slowly, the habit grows. Stage 3. The daily escape. Now weekends aren't enough. Now it becomes daily. If his day goes badly, he watches. If he feels lonely, he watches. If he can't sleep, he watches. If he feels rejected, invisible, or empty, he watches. Lust becomes his emergency exit from life. But there's a problem. The brain quickly gets used to the same level of stimulation. What excited him before no longer feels exciting. So he starts searching for more. More videos, more extreme content, more time, more tabs, more categories he once told himself he'd never click on. The same content that once shocked him now feels normal. And real life starts feeling boring. Books become boring. Friends become boring. Goals become boring. Even real people stop feeling interesting. Because nothing in normal life can compete with the constant flood of artificial dopamine. Psychologists call this desensitization. The brain becomes so overstimulated that real life no longer feels like enough. And that's when the addiction becomes dangerous. Stage 4. The compulsive consumer. Now he's no longer in control. Now the habit controls him. He starts watching things he once promised himself he would never watch. Hours disappear. He opens his phone for 5 minutes, and suddenly 2 hours are gone. But here's the worst part. He's not even enjoying it anymore. He's simply chasing a feeling that never arrives. He keeps searching, clicking, scrolling, thinking, maybe this next video will finally satisfy me. But it never does, because addiction doesn't satisfy desire. It increases it. And now it begins affecting the way he sees people. He can't make eye contact properly. Every girl around him becomes connected to those thoughts. He stops seeing people as human beings. He starts seeing them as objects. His mind begins creating scenarios, fantasies, scripts that feel more real than reality itself. This is the stage where many people begin to do things they never thought they were capable of doing. Because when the mind is corrupted long enough, behavior eventually follows. Stage 5. The isolated addict. This is the final stage. The stage where the addiction has taken almost everything. Now real relationships feel difficult. Why put effort into real love when fake pleasure is available instantly? So he isolates himself. He stops replying to friends. He cancels plans. He avoids family dinners. He loses confidence. He loses motivation. He becomes emotionally numb. The dreams he once had, the goals, the ambitions, the version of himself he wanted to become, begin to disappear. That smart boy, that ambitious boy, that boy who wanted to do something great with his life, he's still there, but he's buried under years of guilt, shame, secrecy, and self-hatred. Lust is not just a habit. It's like termites inside wood. It destroys you slowly, quietly, from the inside. First, it enters through the eyes. Then it corrupts the mind. Then it hardens the heart. And before you realize it, it steals your focus, your confidence, your peace, your relationships, your energy, your discipline, your future. But here's the truth that can change everything. If you can fall into it, you can also rise out of it. And that starts with these 5 practical steps. 5 practical steps to break free. 1. Create a trigger map. The first thing you must ask yourself is, what really causes my urges? Don't say, because I'm weak. That's not the truth. Lust almost always hides behind another emotion. Boredom, stress, loneliness, rejection, anxiety, feeling unloved, feeling like a failure. Your urges are not random. They come at certain times, in certain moods, and in certain places. So tonight, take a notebook and write down. When do I feel the urge the most? What happened before it? What emotion was I feeling? Where was I? Who was I with? Or was I alone? When you understand your triggers, you stop fighting blindly. You realize that you're not fighting lust itself. You're fighting the pain hiding underneath it. 2. Replace the urge. Immediately. You cannot simply remove a habit. You must replace it. Because lust is not only desire, It's energy. And if you don't direct that energy somewhere better, your brain will send it back to the old pattern. So create a replacement ritual. Every time the urge comes, do the same action immediately. Go outside for 10 minutes, drink cold water, call a friend, read a book, play a sport, pray, listen to powerful music, write your thoughts in a journal. The important thing is this: decide the ritual before the urge comes, because when the urge is strong, the brain is weak. But if the decision has already been made, you're far more likely to follow it. 3. Exhaust your body. A restless body creates a restless mind. Many urges come simply because your body has energy but nowhere to put it. So when you feel triggered, move. Do 20 push-ups, a fast walk, running exercise, stretching. Any physical activity. The goal is simple. Make your body tired before your mind makes a bad decision. When your body is exhausted, the urge loses its power. Because the same energy that was feeding the addiction is now being used to make you stronger. 4. Separate shame from identity. After every relapse, shame appears, and shame says, "You're disgusting. You'll never change. This is who you are." But that is a lie. You are not your habit. You are not your worst mistake. There is a huge difference between identity and pattern. A pattern is something you do repeatedly. An identity is who you are. And patterns can be changed. So write this down. Say it out loud. I have a problem, but I am not the problem. The moment you stop saying, "This is who I am," and start saying, "This is something I'm fighting," you take your power back. 5. Build a new identity. You don't defeat addiction by focusing on what you want to stop. You defeat it by becoming someone stronger. Every single day, remind yourself, I am disciplined. I respect myself. I protect my future. I am becoming the man I want to be. Then ask yourself one powerful question whenever the urge comes. Would the person I want to become do this? If the answer is no, walk away, because every decision is shaping your identity. And slowly, day by day, choice by choice, your brain begins to believe the new story. Ethan was not born broken. He didn't wake up one day and suddenly become the person everyone saw that terrible night. He became that person slowly, one decision, one click, one excuse at a time. But the same thing is true in reverse. A person doesn't become stronger overnight. He becomes stronger one choice at a time. One moment of self-control. One day of discipline. One step in the right direction. You may have gone further than you wanted. You may have made mistakes. You may feel ashamed. But as long as you are still breathing, your story is not over. You are not weak. You are not hopeless. You are simply fighting a battle that millions of people never talk about. And the moment you decide to fight back, that is the moment your new life begins. If this message helped you, don't ignore it. Take one step today. Write your trigger map. Delete what's pulling you down. Go outside. Move your body. Talk to someone. Choose the future version of yourself. Because the person you want to become is still inside you. He's waiting. And it's time to bring him back. Your story isn't over, it's just beginning.